Welcome to Crown Chakra Yoga Sequence. The best way to let go of control and surrender is actually to surrender to movement. We are starting this yoga sequence in child's pose, paying attention to the contact between our palms, forearms, elbows, knees, shins, and tops of feet with the floor to help us feel more grounded, as well as the contact of forehead with the ground. Take some deep breaths or whatever feels good in that particular moment and find stillness. As you breathe out, come out on all fours with your hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. For cat cow stretch, moving into a cow position by dropping your belly down to earth and opening up your chest, bringing your head up, so curving back down. And as you breathe out, moving into a cat stretch by curving your back up to the sky, bringing your head down, closing your chest. And just moving through cat cows, moving with breath. You can keep moving through cat cows, or you can add a side bend to it. From a cat position, go into a left side bend by squeezing left trunk and bringing head and hips to the left. Then moving through a cow position into the right side bend by squeezing a right trunk, bringing head and hips to the right. And from right side bend, going into a cat position and then moving with breath. Cow as you breathe in and cat as you breathe out. Do a few cycles towards one side and then switch to the other. Remember, you don't have to add side bend, it's just an option. You can continue with cat cow stretch. Meaning in child's pose. From child's pose, coming up on all fours, tucking your toes in, lifting your hips up into a downward dog. Here you can pedal your feet out, you can move your head side to side, up and down. You can move hips side to side, or you can find stillness. Lifting your heels up, lowering your knees, and stepping forward towards hands into a forward fold. Coming up halfway and going back down into forward fold. While in forward fold, you can find stillness, or you can move your arms side to side, or you can grab your elbows and move side to side. You can also move your head up and down and side to side. As you breathe in, come up, bring your hands up. As you breathe out, hands to heart. Take a breath and then breathe in, arms up, and as you breathe out, dive into forward fold. From forward fold, put the hands down on the floor, step back into a plank. From plank, lower knees down, keeping thighs, trunk, and head in straight line. Lower down your body halfway and open up into a baby cobra by opening up your chest and bringing your head up. From cobra, move into a tabletop and through tabletop into a downward dog. Take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Lift your heels up, lower your knees, and travel to the top of the mat. Come up halfway, come back into a forward fold. Breathe in, bring your arms up. Breathe out, arms to chest. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, dive into a forward fold. Step, put your hands down on the floor, step back into a plank. Lower 4 inches from the ground. Bring your hips down, open up your chest, bring your head up, and stay in contact with the floor with your hands and tops of your feet in upward dog as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, push through your hands and your toes into and bring your hips up and into the downward dog. Lift your heels, lower your knees, travel to the top of the mat, and go through about 3-4 cycles of sun salutations, either using your knees or starting in a plank, meaning in downward dog. Alternatively, you can take a break in child's pose, meeting up in downward dog. While in downward dog, lift your left leg up, bring your knee to your chest and your nose, step forward between your hands, and bring your arms up, facing forward with your left knee bent to 90 degrees and right knee soft but not locked straight. And foot about 45 degrees angle in warrior one. Stay in here for a few breaths. From warrior one, open up towards your right side, bringing your arms to the shoulder height. Feet are in the and legs are in the same position, looking forward towards your left hand. From warrior two, bring your left arm up, right arm down, lengthen through the spine and look up towards your left hand for added challenge. Staying here in reverse warrior for a few breaths. From reverse warrior, bring your left, lengthen through your spine, bring your left elbow to your left thigh and your right arm up into a side angle. Come back up into warrior two, shorten your stance, make sure both feet face forward, straighten out your knees, keep them soft but not locked, hinging through your hips. Lower your trunk down and parallel to the floor with your arms by your sides into a pyramid. From the pyramid, transfer all your weight onto the left foot, lift your right leg up, keeping it parallel to the floor. Keep your trunk in line with the floor and lift your arms up parallel to the floor into warrior three. From warrior three, bring your hands down to the floor, step back into a plank, and go through your variation of sun salutation, either using knees or through the plank. Meeting in downward dog. To practice preparation for forearm stand, lower uh, onto your elbows and bring your feet as close as possible towards your trunk, staying in dolphin. Alternatively, you can stay in downward dog. Come back up into a downward dog, and you can come down into child's pose for a break. Coming back to downward dog, lifting a right leg up, bring your knee towards your chest, stepping between your hands, and coming up into warrior one with your front right knee 90 degrees bent, left back knee up straight but not locked, soft, and back left foot 45 degrees. Keeping legs in the same position, opening up towards the left side by bringing your arms to the shoulder height, looking forward towards your right hand, staying in warrior two. Bringing left arm down, right arm up, lengthening through the spine, looking up towards your right hand for added challenge, staying in reverse warrior. From reverse warrior, bring the right elbow to the right thigh, bringing your left arm up into a side angle and staying here for a few breaths. from side angle, shortening the stance, straightening out knees, keeping them straight but not locked, soft, feet facing forward, hinging through the hips, bringing trunk down parallel with the floor, arms by your sides into your pyramid. From pyramid, transferring all the weight onto the right leg, lifting left leg up parallel with the floor, keeping trunk parallel with the floor, and bringing your arms in line with the floor, staying in warrior 3. From warrior 3, bringing hands down to the floor, stepping back into a plank, and going through your variation of sun salutation, meeting in downward dog. Taking a break in child's pose if you wish, and coming back into downward dog whenever you're ready. In preparation for forearm stand, lowering your elbows to the ground and walking your feet towards your elbows, staying in dolphin's pose. Coming out of dolphin's pose into downward dog, lifting your heels up, lowering your knees, traveling to the top of the map in preparation for balance poses. For balance, we're doing dancer's pose. Transfer all your weight onto the left foot and grab the outside of your right ankle, bending through your right knee. You can stay right in this position throughout the holding balance exercise, or you can lift your left arm up and try to lift your right foot up while reaching up and forward with your left arm. Slowly coming out of dancer's pose, lower the right leg down, shake it off, and let's do it on the other side. Transfer all your weight onto the right foot and grab the outside of your left ankle with your left arm. You can stay in this position with your right arm up, or while reaching forward and up with your right arm, you can bring your left foot up and stay there while balancing on the right foot. Coming out of dancer's pose, lower the left leg down, shake your legs, and come down into a kneeling position. Getting into a camel position by lengthening through your spine, opening up your chest and bringing your head up with your hands in the low of your back. Staying here or bringing your hands down to your back of your thighs, your calves, or your feet if that's what feels comfortable for you today. Staying here for several breaths. Coming out of camel pose and coming down onto your back with your knees bent and your heels close to your buttocks. Lifting hips up into a bridge, keeping your arms by your sides, or you can bring your shoulders close together and put your hands together. Staying here for several breaths. You can stay in bridge, or if a wheel is a part of your practice, come up into a wheel for several breaths. Coming out of bridge pose or a wheel pose into your final corpse pose. Staying here for as long as needed. Just a reminder to stay in your corpse pose for as long as needed. Whenever you're ready, come onto your side, push yourself up. Namaste.